It'll be one to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go!
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
Next question, go ahead.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Kurt, you ran the engine at Kansas. I think it was more handling issues that kind of slowed you up there. What kind of feedback do you get on this engine, or can you really tell yet after 2 races?
The 2 races have shown consistent signs of real low water temperature and high oil temperature, and that's something that we're not used to. Normally they're within 20, 30 degrees. Both races they've had 50 degrees of split, and so that allows us to run more tape on the car to let the radiator temp get warmer, but then the oil temp seems to be shooting up with that, and that just makes it more comfortable in the car. Ideally, you want the water to be warmer, and then the oil is going to be shooting up towards 270. So to me, that's a bit warm. And then this time around, we didn't have any water issues with we were squirting out water last time, even though we were running cool. So we've made progress in just 2 races with this engine, and it shows some signs of durability. We just need that all-inclusive, that all-important more power.
Go upstairs. Questions for any of the 3. Go ahead.
Lee Spencer, Fox Sports for Kurt. Can you kind of talk about, you went a little bit into the engine, but what kind of horsepower is it giving you? Where is it helping you on the track?
They've showed me the dyno curves, and it shows pluses in all RPM ranges, low, medium, and high. Maybe it noses over at the very high end, 96, 9700. But with the new gear rule that NASCAR has given us, that isn't a very important RPM range anymore. So I'm still looking for that low-end torque. I want that grunt coming off the corner when you're about the 8,000 to 8,500 range. So we're still pushing to get that, and hopefully we'll get some more R&D testing done on the new R6 engine so that we can put it in our restrictor plate program as well.
Come back downstairs. Other questions for these 3? Anyone? Got one here, and then we'll go Gluck and Jared. Get one to Bonkowski.
Jerry Bunkowski, Yahoo Sports for Jimmie. Jimmie, we talk about consistency, we talk about top 5s, but today was a gamble, and the guy wins on a gamble. Is a gamble what's going to take to beat you from this point on, being the points leader?
Well, I don't know. I think that it might have been a gamble for the 31, but I'm not sure it was that big of a risk. We took fuel only earlier in the race, and if your stuff's working right and you're on, you know, it's. I think it was less risk than it looked like. It wasn't like Atlanta or something where you didn't take tires and you really need them. So they had plenty of speed. They took off and ran away from us.
Go ahead, Jeff.
Jimmie, I don't think I've seen you this mad or pissed in a while. What is there? I know obviously the guy's passing you there at the end and falling back to the field, but are you upset with that specifically, or the way the car was handling it at the end and you guys being unable to get a grip on it? Is there something specific that that frustrated you the most?
That's probably all of it rolled up into one. I mean, I had to take a lot of chances today to get the result that we did. You know, and I don't like putting myself in that situation, and almost lost the car a handful of times, and you know, so that frustration of being on pins and needles out there and trying to run as hard as you can and watching positions slip by and things like that, you know, it just all keeps adding up. And really the last third of the race, it was like that, so I've got a good hour of being upset in me. Take a little while to get it out of my system.
Go ahead, Jared.
Kasey, what is it about this place? I mean, it just seems like, I mean, you can come in here riding high or struggling, and you always seem to run so well.
I think for one, Kenny Francis, Gillette Evernham, we have good setups here. Every time we've came here for 4 or 5 years, the cars have been good, and you run well, and you kind of figure out what you're looking for, what you want the car to do in the corners and things. And then we've had a lot of great luck too. I mean, we've put on 2 tires at the right time. We've taken 0 at the right time. We've you know, got the lucky dog at the right time, which puts on new tires, and then the caution comes out 10 laps later, and half the guys pit, and we're still on fairly new tires and up front or further up. I mean, it's just things have worked out good for us here, and we'll keep working to try to find ways to be this good at other tracks. I mean, that's the main thing. We run pretty strong here all the time, so we have to figure out how to be this strong at other racetracks, and I think our team's doing a good job. working hard to keep getting better and hopefully be able to contend for a championship at some point down the road.
Other questions, please, before we release these three guys. One more right here. Dustin, raise your hand, please.
Jimmie, just looking at the point standings, there's two other guys within 150 points of you. Fourth place is 168, Carl. You came back from a 146-point deficit in 2006. How comfortable in that sense does it make you? Do you feel like you've kind of narrowed the field to you, Jeff, and Greg?
In some ways, I do. But it's such a relative situation. If us top three guys have problems, those guys are right back in it. And as we get down to fewer races on the schedule left, I think that margin becomes more comfortable. That's a decent margin, but heck, we're only halfway through it, and I was more than that down after Talladega it was. But it took other guys having problems to let me into it. So if we go clean, that's going to be really tough for the 99 to overcome. But if we all have trouble, then he's right back in it.
Any further questions? Okay, guys, thanks so much. Appreciate it. We'll see you next week.